2 days. 2 days stand between me and Madrid. And in those 2 days, I have to make sure everything is packed and that my suitcase does not weigh more than 50 pounds. I just took out a bunch more stuff and I realized this could be a problem. Hola! So this video is a bit different because I'm going to be moving around a lot. But I'm going to show you how I am packing all of my stuff to try and fit as much as possible into one suitcase because, you know, 8 months in one suitcase is extremely difficult, more so than I thought. And I also have a carry-on, but that's being dominated pretty much by shoes. And I will show you that also. So I am going to show you the technique I am doing with a few different shirts and stuff, and like dresses and stuff, just so you can see kind of how different pieces kind of are different in the bags because they're different sizes. Some roll better. I'm just going to show you kind of the technique I've been using. So with no further ado, let's go! Okay. So first is the basic tank top. As I have it laid out on the floor already, it's stretched out as much as possible. All of the seams are kind of even as corners like a paper would be folded. So I just fold them in half one way. Kind of again, just make sure they're all kind of flattened out so you got it all. And then just start rolling as tight as you possibly can. You want to get all of that air out of, all the hair also, out of the shirt, just because it's going to make it a lot easier for you to fit much more. Like that, much smaller than if it were folded, especially when you get a bunch of them folded and then they all, you know, they stack up real quick and there's no way you could fit 1 year's worth in. The biggest suitcase that you can fit in there is even tiny in comparison to most. So I've got what you do with them after. I got a Ziploc bag, gallon Ziploc bag here. Just go ahead, stick it in there any way you want. On the tank tops, I am putting them in vertically because I think I have just enough that it'll fit better that way. And just kind of place it so that it doesn't expand when you let go of it. As you see, no hands. And we're just going to go on to the next one. Again, just a little quicker to show you the... And this is a really, really easy kind of thing. I started a while ago when I took all the pictures, which is why I took all the pictures of the clothes instead of doing a video, because doing this with stuff that you don't need is going to make it a lot easier on you when you are packing everything like 2 days before you go, like I am now. And it will hopefully help you forget less stuff, but you also have to remember not to forget the stuff that you use every day, and you have to make sure that you're going to have enough room for all of that stuff, because as it's looking right now, I may or may not, and that might be a problem. And we got one more here. The ones I've already showed you. One's still in the wash, but I will have room for that after. And the other thing that's really cool about the bags is that not everything has to be rolled up inside of it. Like, as I'm going to show you here. I have my 4 and I have a black one that's in the wash. It's going to fit right across the top here, which is going to be right across the top here, which is really nice. But I also have my black cardigan that I showed in my last video. Not a cardigan, I'm sorry, a camisole. And this one, I'm going to try and fold so that it fits right on top of those. And that will hopefully slide right up in here. And hopefully that will leave me enough room. For the next one, I'm going to kind of just seal it here to preserve them in their nice rolled positions, but that's a half-done bag. As you can see here, I've got 3. These are kind of some of those blousier looking shirts. They are all rolled up in there, and you don't always have to fill right to the top. It's actually a bad idea to fill it right to the top because it's going to make sealing them a lot more difficult. But once you've got a full bag that you're not going to put anything else in, just seal it at least 3/4 of the way. Lay it down and just sit right on top of it. And all of that air that's inside of there, you can kind of press it on the sides if your legs don't fit or something. All that air that's inside of there is going to be like vacuum sealed out of it. And I probably should have showed you what it looked like first, but look how much skinnier this bag is. Like, this is like an envelope that you'll get mailed. It's awesome. And that's going to make your life a lot easier when you are trying to fit everything in that suitcase, because the more stuff you can fit in these bags that you can crush down, you're going to be so impressed. And then I just took, because it's a Ziploc bag, I took a Sharpie, show it what it is on here. Kind of just helps myself. A lot of people also do just different outfits in a bag if you're traveling for not like a whole year and you're not taking a whole year's worth of clothing with you. But that's kind of the basic way I've been packing everything in here. After that, it's kind of like Tetris and fitting. Like, you know, this one's a bit wider end, so you're going to put the wider end on this one and the next one. But really simple. If you do pack it too close to the top, though, right along in here will, like, break apart sometimes, and that will mean that your seal is not going to last, so it might be a better idea to either get a new bag, tape it up, or something. But just be careful with how full you make the bags. But yeah, it's a pretty cool technique. I think it's going to be really effective in what I'm doing. I'm not going to be showing my completed suitcase because I'm not doing this until tomorrow afternoon, just to make sure that my bag is like completely out of air, because if they sit around for a while, the air does get back into them somehow, and it kind of makes all your work pointless. So, like I said, only doing that one, but definitely wait till as soon as you can before your trip before like sealing all of your bags. Also, if you have shirts that are wider at one end than at the other, a lot of times if it's really flowy material, it's going to be fine, but if it's something that's kind of thicker and that you're concerned won't just like bend if you push it into the Ziploc like a lot of them will, do kind of the normal thing, just fold it in half, but then fold it back and kind of like have this be like a triangle and then roll it. And it will be a little thinner in your bag. I'm sorry, a little thicker in your bag, kind of roll-wise. However, it'll be thinner and skinnier, so you might be able to put them all vertically and fit a few more in, just like we did with the tank tops. And then there are also the tops that have, you know, the kind of the racer back on it. And if you try and roll from that end, it's going to be really difficult. I personally just prefer to roll from the top. But if you fold it in half again, the opposite direction, and then roll, also saves you a little bit of trouble, I guess, on the end of making sure everything will fit and just kind of making sure you get all the air out of it. Because those racer back tops are the worst, to be quite honest. And again, if you're doing something with sleeves, it's very similar to kind of the wider bottomed pieces. Just make sure that you fold the sleeves into the center and just start rolling. It does make them a bit thicker, but you kind of can't prevent that, so the best way to do it is to make sure that it's going to fit in your bag, no matter how you're organizing everything. There are just some other things that you're going to want to keep in mind also. While the rolling technique is fantastic and it will help you fit a lot more than usual in your suitcase, there are also some things that, you know, can't really use it. I mean, I've seen people in videos using it for jeans and stuff. I personally am not. I feel like it would be a huge waste of time and that I wouldn't fit anywhere near as many in there. I'm also not taking that many jeans, and I might, you know, revert to that if I have to. However, I feel like you're going to waste like 6 bags if you're taking like 6 pairs of jeans. Which is an exaggeration, obviously. But at the same time, it's just, the bags are only so big. Like, I am taking a lot of dresses, and my dresses are only fitting about 3 to a bag, because they are bigger, they're long, and, like, that's fine. However, I don't know, sometimes, you know, you just have to be careful with that. Jackets are also a huge thing that are not, you might get one in a Ziploc bag, and if you do that, you are a champ. Like, they're just not made to easily work with this system. However, underwear and socks were, like, great. I fit so much in one bag, and I was so excited. And yeah, even my sweaters, I fit all 4 of my sweaters in one bag. But that's one that I think I did tear the top of the zipper because it is very full. So again, just kind of be watching the thickness of your rolls and kind of moderating so that you're not, like, I don't want to say misusing the bags, but they are plastic, and it is kind of a waste if you're only putting 2 pairs of jeans in one bag. Like, just fold them, it'll be fine. It's not the end of the world if not everything is rolled. And you can also roll stuff and not put it in the bags. The bags are just used to squish all of the air out of it. So there are many, many, many ways that you can pack one suitcase. And this is just what I have found to be kind of the most efficient way of doing so when packing for a long-term trip. Okay, so the other part of this that I haven't really said much about is shoes. And girls, we know how important shoes are and how difficult it is to pack shoes. So I have found a carry-on that fits the size requirements. Yay! And actually, I think it's smaller than the size requirements, which is fantastic. Another point that I want to make is don't forget to have luggage tags. These are incredibly important should your luggage get lost. It's also a good way to identify your luggage if you have something really common looking. I purposely bought a pink suitcase because I'm sure there will be too many of those. But yeah, luggage tags very important. And if you are studying abroad or going abroad, make sure to put that address where they can send you stuff there, because otherwise it's going to get sent back home and then it's going to take forever for you to get it, and that's no good. But anyway, back to the shoes. I have put all of my shoes in here, plus a couple other things that I will be fitting in, but mostly books on that end. These are the biggest shoes that I am bringing with me, except for a pair of tall, like, velvet boots that are actually going in my suitcase because they're super thin and I can, like, fit them right up against the side, like the sole part, and then the rest of it just kind of crushes the top, which is totally cool. That's how they are anyway. But these I'm wearing in the airport to save space. And yes, I know they're heeled. Yes, you probably think I'm crazy. Heels do not bother me. So I'll be all good on that end. And I have my teal Converse that one of my lovely lady friends got me for my birthday. And teal is, like, my favorite color in the world. If you can't tell by my room, that's always my backdrop. Converse are great because they're fancy. They are, I think, an American company, but Europeans wear them a lot. And I know that most people probably say, hey, get black, but my black ones are icky and dirty, and these are teal, and they're going to be so great. They'll brighten up an outfit. So that's one of those. It's, again, those are great for walking in city streets. I can wear them, like, hiking if I had to. Like, they're multi-purpose, and it's great, and that's something that you want to have with you. I do also, of course, have my lovely Nike running shoes because I really do want to run through the city. Whether I actually do it, I'm not sure, but these will be good if I happen to go hiking or something too. And they're like clouds for my feet, so they're definitely going with me just in case. And I have 2 different pairs of flat sandals. Even though I don't know how much wear they'll get on them, but they're better than heels on the cobblestones. They're kind of dressy and fancy at the same time as being really casual. So they're going to be very multi-purpose, and I love them a lot. So yeah. Plus they're really small compared to every other type of shoe, so that's really fantastic. And I have a pair of basic Old Navy flip-flops because I plan on backpacking as it is right now during my winter break, and if you travel anywhere hostel showers, I want these. I'm sure you can buy them in Spain too, but just in case. And I have them just chilling here. I have like 6 pairs, so I might as well fit them through them. I mean, they fit. My last pair is a pair of black flats that I love. They're already nice and broken in. Flats I have a huge problem with because they take forever for me to break in, and like the heels always bother my heels, and we're not friends. But these are nice and perfect, and I even wore them to work. So being in retail and being able to wear these to stand all day shows how comfortable they are. The other great thing about Spain, I don't know if you're going there, the thing you might want to know is that they make really incredible shoes there. I actually have a pair behind me here that I got. These I got in Barcelona. They're nice, really pliable, and it's just, I don't know, they're really hard and wonderful, and I wore them through the cobble streets of Barcelona, and I don't know, I thought they were great. So I've heard Spain makes really, really great shoes. So if you're there and you might think that you're paying a lot for shoes, I don't know really what the price ranges are. It obviously depends where you're shopping, but generally you're going to be paying for good quality, so that's a good sign. But that's all for the shoes. That's not a lot. I'm not bringing heels because A, cobblestone streets and heels, no thanks. And B, if I really end up needing them, because I don't foresee myself needing them, then I will buy some there and throw them out or something when I leave, because I have like 50 million pairs here, and I honestly don't even wear them too much here, granted, because I do work in retail. But you really have to decide what is going to be more important for you, and even if I go to a club, I'll probably wear some of my nice fancy sandals because I don't want to be standing on heels all night. And the last thing that I'm taking on the plane with me is this purse. Because I plan on using it as kind of my book bag while I'm there. I didn't want to bring a backpack, and the longest class period I'm going to have is like 4 hours, which will be 2 classes, and I really don't think that I'm going to need a bigger bag than this for all of my books. I might be wrong when I get there, and I can purchase another bag. I'm sure I will purchase another bag when I get there. That's how I am, that's how it goes. But in this carry-on, some of this stuff is going to go in my other shoe carry-on because my computer has to go in here, and who knows how much space that's going to take. Like, I'll be lucky if it fits in here. I'm bringing pens because I like pens, and because I want to write in my journal when I get to Philadelphia. So that's also in here. Journal. I have an eye cover because I don't like being woken up on the plane from people simply turning on their light 2 rows ahead of me in the pitch darkness that is a flight at 1 o'clock in the morning. Boy, are you awake. Bunch of post-it notes because I didn't know if I was going to be able to get them there, and they were on sale. These were like, I got these all for like $1, so I was cool with that, and they're really super thin. So I'm bringing a converter just in case I need it while I'm there, and also I don't want it to get lost in my suitcase because this thing is like awesome. So that's just coming along with me in there. I got earplugs too. I don't think I'll need them because I use my iPod. I have one of the new iPod Nanos, so that's going to be chilling in here. And I'm digging out a bunch of other stuff. These are really good things to have. This is a little TSA approved lock that I got at Ace Hardware, clearly. This one I also got at Ace Hardware, but it's a master brand. And they are TSA approved, and you can put them on your bags, and TSA can open your bag and do whatever they do, and then they put them back on, instead of if you put a normal lock on and they chop it off, and who knows who can get into your stuff. Anyway, but these are combination ones, and the really cool thing about this one is that it has this little green tab on it, which means that somebody has already looked in it and that it doesn't need to be opened again, which is fantastic, especially if you're doing, like the last time I was on flights home, I had 5 flights. So that, I thought that was really. I also have the all important gum. And then I have the books that I am certainly bringing with me, my tour guide book. I got one of these maps for Rome. I got my one for Barcelona still too. And if you watched my suggested reading part 2 video, they were in there. And as was this Portuguese one, but now I have the Italian companion also. I'm really thinking I probably should have got some for some other places, but I don't know. I'm definitely going to Rome. That's the only thing I know. So I kind of stuck with these. I'll probably get one in Spanish while I'm there. But these things are so important, and these map things, I'm just going to open it again because they're so cool. It's different parts of the city, and like you have a main map that lays out the different parts, and then you have like mini maps that pull out and shows you all street by street where all the different stuff is. And these are the greatest things that help you find wherever you want to go, and I love them. It's totally worth the, I think $11 it cost. Totally worth it. And then some of the last things that are going with me are my host gifts, which is this picture, which is incredible. It's made out of duct tape. Every single little piece that you see, all that white stuff, it's all different duct tape pieces. One of my friends does stuff like this, and she's absolutely incredible. So that's something I made because, you know, duct tape is a very American thing, but the picture represents where I'm from. It's a maple tree with a little sap bucket in like winter, you know, and I'm also giving her some maple candy leaves, so I thought they went really well together. Very nice compliment. I'm probably going to get maybe a postcard or some kind of like magazine that talks about the area. I'm really hesitant on the magazine end because I don't know if she speaks English. So there's that. But otherwise, I also have a folder of so much information. It's all of my like visa information. I have all my schedules for like orientation, everything down. I have my tickets to the concert, medical care, proof of my loans, my passport with my flight plan, and again, everything the stuff I handed in for my visa, and a bunch of pictures to take with me that I just printed yesterday. I took a bunch of pictures and I snagged them offline, and just they are very important to have with you, so don't forget something like that. But that is it. Anyways, I don't think there's actually too much more I could tell you about packing. It's really all a matter of doing it in a way that is good for you and what you are wanting to bring with you. Because packing a suitcase is like playing Tetris, and it's making sure every little bit fits just right so that you use every single little pocket of space. But if you have any questions, feel free to comment right down there below in that fancy little box, or on my Tumblr page, which the links will be below in the description box. And seriously, anything, I'm willing to answer. I will do the best of my ability. And I hope you all have safe travels wherever you're going, however long you're going. And until the next video, which will be an update from Madrid, hasta luego.